This is the Louisiana Hometown Network, traveling the state to bring you the important issues and events.
We are so excited that we have had 756 children adopted this year. That is from a total of 549 families. So of course a lot of people took more than one child, and we love that when we're able to keep siblings together and when we grow families. And so it's been a great year.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rhonda Hodnett, and I'm the Assistant Secretary for Child Welfare. It is such a pleasure for me to welcome you to the 22nd Annual Adoption Celebration. We are so glad you're here with us. What a year this has been, right? From the pandemic to the multiple hurricanes we've endured, it has been a difficult year for most everyone. Our foster and adoptive families have faced so many challenges this year. Balancing work schedules with virtual schooling, changes in childcare, maintaining connections while trying to protect the health of your family. It's really been a challenge. And at every turn, you have risen to that challenge. To better support you all through these challenging times, we've had to make lots of adjustments as well. One of those adjustments was our work with the courts to keep these proceedings ongoing. We wanted to make sure that adoptions move forward. And in many cases, that meant conducting virtual hearings. So many of you even had your adoptions finalized through Zoom. And now here we are again in Zoom. One thing that we learned from those virtual adoptions is that virtual celebrations can be incredibly special too. So with that in mind, we've prepared a wonderful celebration for you tonight, starting with a box delivered to your door. Through all of the craziness this year, what we know to be true, what underpins everything is that love is what really makes a family. We really want to thank our Louisiana Fosters partner, Empower 225, the Casey Foundation, and our new adoption manager, Cheryl Tirado, and her team, as well as our administrative assistants, Teresa Farris and Aubrey Levia, for the goodies and for packing all the boxes for shipment. I don't know what we'd do without such committed staff and great partners. And thank you. Thank you so much for all you have done and continue to do. And especially thank you for joining us to celebrate. And now we'll have the invocation by Dr. Mark Johnson.
I'm Dr. Mark Lewis Johnson, Senior Pastor of the Edgewater Baptist Church and Seminary Professor here at New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. Let's pray. God, we thank you so much for this opportunity for us to have a reason to celebrate. The year 2020 has been challenging in a lot of ways, and many people have gone through so much this year. But as we close out 2020, this is a celebration and one that we will remember for time to come. We thank you for gathering us here online and having an opportunity to remember all those individuals who are making sacrifices and celebrating the life of family and of people. We thank you for our Secretary Walters. We thank you for First Lady Edwards. And we ask, Lord, that you will continue to guide the leadership of this entire institution as we continue to find ways to strengthen our communities and loved ones and families along the way. And now, Lord, we thank you so much for all those individuals who will be receiving awards today. We thank you for the first layer of these young people who are not second-class citizens, but have so much to offer in this time. We need them to be stronger. And we thank you for those individuals who have decided to join the ranks of adoption in order to make sure that these young people would see the fullness and the greatness that lies within. We also thank you for those individuals who are surrounding these adoptive parents with resources and support and all the time that they need in order to help these young people reach the best that you have for them to be. And so as we celebrate today, we smile and we enjoy this moment where we can say thank you for all the work that's been done, all the efforts that's been made, and all the great things that are yet to come as we celebrate this wonderful awards time together. So we thank you and we praise your name for all that you're going to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you for those inspiring words, Dr. Johnson. And now I have the pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. We could not have dreamed of a better advocate for our children and families than our speaker for today's celebration. We were blessed with having Donna Hutto Edwards serve as our First Lady for 4 years and hoped and prayed that we would get another 4 years with her. Thankfully, those prayers were answered. She has been such a wonderful supporter of our families and our department. From launching Louisiana Fosters to speaking about the need for foster and adoptive families, First Lady Donna Edwards has been a tireless champion for children. As she always says, these are Louisiana's children, our children. So please welcome First Lady Donna Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Brenda, what a beautiful introduction, and good evening to everyone. What an amazing celebration, and for helping our children find forever homes through adoption. As Brenda just said, John Bill and I believe that these are our children, and we too have a responsibility to help them find safe, secure, and nurturing environments where they can grow and develop the skills they need to be successful in life. You know, when we started Louisiana Fosters under my umbrella, the Louisiana First Foundation, I could not have been more proud. You know, proud because I believed and trusted that this foundation would bring the needed spotlight on you all, our wonderful adoptive parents, families, and your children, our children. You know, partnering with the DCFS family and their services and Secretary Marquita Walters and our national organizations, we have helped find thousands of children their forever families over the last 4 years. In fact, during our first term in office, Louisiana achieved a record number of adoptions, bringing 3,311 children together with their forever families. And at this point, I'd tell everybody to clap, because what a remarkable number. We're so proud of that and the work that DCFS does each and every day. For anyone who may not be familiar with Louisiana Fosters, it's a statewide resource linking government, nonprofits, businesses, and faith-based organizations to build a supportive network for the state's foster children, foster parents, grandparents, and other family members who have stepped up to care for children who are in need. I also want to mention our One Church, One Family, One Child initiative that is being led by our Louisiana Fosters Director, Katie McKelvin. And so through this initiative, we plan to build a network of churches throughout Louisiana that will begin the process of recruiting wonderful families within their churches to become foster parents along with you all. And once the church family takes in a child or children, the church then wraps its arms around these foster parents and the foster children to help with the extras in life. We all know there's lots of extras. And maybe there's a church member that can support that family through tutoring, maybe a retired teacher, or help fund after-school activities, and even give the foster parents an opportunity for respite by the church offering a movie night or a play night for the foster children, and give the parents, the foster parents, an evening off. Our plan this year was to have a bus tour throughout Louisiana. Of course, like everybody else on the call, those plans changed. But we all know what happened, and we're going to redo our plan for next year, and we're going to have a Zoom tour. So be looking out for that. You know, our belief in Louisiana Fosters is that everybody can do something to help. And thankful, we are seeing many people around our state, just like you all, step up to the plate to help our children. So I'm proud to announce that 756 children from the foster care system found loving, permanent homes this year with 549 families. Amazing. That's the 4th highest adoption count on record for Louisiana. Thanks to Marquita Walters, Renda, and their whole team, you guys have made this a number that we are all so very proud of. And despite this year, we've still been able to fight and work and make this an amazing adoption number. The love and dedication you have shown is incredible, and I commend you all for the challenges you have faced and overcome this year to ensure these children's futures. Among our 756 adoptions this year are 335 siblings who were adopted together with their brothers and their sisters. That's big. 66 teens who found forever homes with families who will provide them a strong foundation on their pathway to adulthood. And more than 125 children and youth whose adoptions were finalized, not in a courtroom, but through a Zoom meeting, like Rita mentioned, proving that no obstacle is impossible when we act from love.
I am Secretary Marquita Garner-Walters, and I am so happy to be here. I will tell you, I have fretted over having to do this event in this fashion because it is my favorite day of the year. It is No Bad News Day, and nobody can say anything negative on Adoption Day because it's a day I get to celebrate families, and I love being with you at the mansion and being hosted by our beautiful and amazing First Lady, who is the best champion in the world for our children. And I just, my heart was sad that we weren't going to do that. And then I'm watching this and I'm laughing and I'm crying and I'm thinking it feels just like we're at the mansion because I'm crying just as much as I always do and laughing and enjoying every minute of it. So a huge thanks to Tim for the brilliance of this production and to Cheryl and Heidi and Michelle and everybody that worked on this to put it together to make it a magical night. Thank you. Thank you.
Marquita?
It's fun. Yes, ma'am.
I have a surprise.
Do we have something that we need to share?
Well, it's not much, but I just wanted to tell everybody hello and thank all of you. Thank you very much, Marquita, for your leadership at the Department of Children and Family Service. I thank Brenda, everybody. Look, today is not only Adoption Day, it is the end of hurricane season. And as you know, Marquita, because you do the sheltering and so much, all the DSNAP, we've had an active season. And when I think back at how tough 2020 has been from the hurricanes to COVID, the fact that we have our fourth highest number of adoptions in state history this year, I think is just tremendous. 756 children adopted into 549 families, the fourth highest ever. And if I'm not mistaken, the three highest years ever have also been under your leadership, Marquita. So just an exceptional year under extremely difficult circumstances. So thanks you and thank Brenda and everybody. And 2021 is going to be better, y'all. It's just going to be a better year. We're going to start administering a vaccine in a couple of weeks. It'll be in small numbers, but I do believe that by the summer, everybody who will want to be vaccinated will have had that opportunity. We'll get past this and get back more to normal. But I do thank all of you. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, that you have a great Christmas and holiday season, and please be safe. There's actually more COVID in our country and in our state right now than at any time before. We're adding folks. Well, no bad news. That's right. No bad news. Just be safe. Just be safe, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for dropping in. What a gift. You know, that just shows you who the leaders in our state are. We have a first couple that are absolutely amazing and dedicated to this work and in it and know about it and participate in it. And I'm honored. Thank you for joining us. Y'all, this is such good work. I want to hold kids. I want to hug people. I want to thank families. And I just know that all of us that work in DCFS, our hearts are with you. Our gratitude is to you for all that you have done to make this year so special. Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday. And it's always been the time when my family could gather together. We might not be together at Christmas. We might not be together in summer, but Thanksgiving was the time that we always were together. And when I think about the youth in our care, and when I think about all the kids in our care, I always think about, where are they going to have Thanksgiving? Who's going to cook their turkey? Because I was in my 50s before I knew how to cook a turkey, because I went home to my mom. And it really was hard when I had to stop doing that when we lost her. And I think that where are all the kids eating their Thanksgiving dinner? This is important. And so 756 kids got to have Thanksgiving with new families and new last names that melded them into the family. And what a gift and what a blessing. So congratulations to you all. This is so exciting, and I'm so happy for you. And I'm watching your faces scroll around the bottom, and it's so cool to see you. So now I get the fun job of announcing a few awards of some of the people that work really hard to make adoptions possible. And I'm going to start with the Community Partner of the Year. And this is the Bayou Blue Assembly of God, and they are in Thibodaux. And Reverend Patrick Thompson and his wife, Janet, have given their time and their love and their energy, not just to their congregation and the work that they've been called by God to do, but to spread and increase what they do for adoptions. They have several families in their church that have fostered and adopted kids, including 2 that are here tonight celebrating. Celeste Rodriguez and Chantel Commerdale are adoptive parents who really help in the ministry at Bayou Blue Assembly. They use their facility for adoption events. They have a whole day that they dedicate to fostering and adopting kids by displaying pictures of our kids. They do travel bags for kids with healthy treats and activities when kids are going to be going on vacation or holidays or moving. They give snack bags to kids that wait in our offices at DCFS. And y'all, that is so nice because sterile office buildings are not warm-friendly places. And so for them to provide those gift bags and that fun for something to take some of the tension out is a really gracious thing to do. They had Foster the Love put up an angel tree at their church, and then where people could take names of kids to buy gifts, and then they served as the delivery site. They've worked really hard to encourage our staff, our case managers, giving them inspirational and motivational notes, and that's such a gift because I got to tell you, sometimes state workers don't really get a lot of love and attention, and so Pastor Reverend Thompson, Janet, thank you so much for what you have done for the kids in your region, for the kids in your congregation, and just for all of our children. As our First Lady always says, these are our children. And so thank you so much for the work that you have done. And now I want to recognize the Individual Partner of the Year. And this year, this is Carla Crisco, who is an attorney in the Lake Charles region. Carla's been practicing for 40 years, and she's an active member of the bar. She currently serves in the prosecutor's office there, but her first love is adoption. And how cool is that? For decades, Carla has finalized the adoption care, the adoptive adoptions in 5 parishes. 5 parishes. She has a real reputation for hard work, for her professionalism, her knowledge about her work and what she does, but it's not a job for her. It's her passion. And she loves making foster parents' dreams come true. Carla is known to work late and on weekends and being a phone call away for those adoption workers that have a legal question or an issue and they just need somebody to run the ideas by, and she's right there for them. And that is such a gift, Carla. That is such a gift to our staff. Thank you for that. She has supported the Adoption Month and participates in all the events and fundraisers. She wears her Adoption Month shirt to work, and we love that. She may be an attorney by profession, but she is so much more to all the families that she has helped and whose adoption she has led through the process. To them, she's a legend. Carla, thank you so, so much for all you've done for all the families and all those kiddos. Thank you. And now I want to turn to our legal partner of the year, Judge Tommy DePlanche. Judge DePlanche is over the 15th Judicial Court in the Lafayette region for Lafayette and Vermilion parishes.
Judge DePlanche is, I have to say this, and y'all don't say it loud to everybody, he's my favorite judge. But Judge DePlanche is just a champion for our kids. And he started our Lafayette Family Preservation Court. He really pushes our staff to finalize their adoptions and to make sure that we do it timely and we get kids to permanency. When he found out that adoptions weren't happening because of COVID, he talked to all his fellow judges and offered to preside over all the adoptions in his JDC, who all the petitions were filed but couldn't get done. And he dedicated 2 whole days, one in May 5th and May 14th, to finalize adoptions. He had adoptions by Zoom. He had a big teddy bear in his office with kids to be able to take pictures with. And he did 11 adoptions just in those 2 days. And during November, which is National Adoption Month, he did another adoption day and did another 11 adoptions on that day. So although I know he presides over adoptions all throughout the year, Judge DePlanche really holds a special place in our heart. He leads our Judicial Judges Association and he works with us tirelessly. He's always there to answer a question when I want to call and bug him and say, well, what if we did that? Or how would this feel? Or what do you think the judges would say about that? He's always right there to just help and guide us through this process. So Judge DePlanche, thank you so much for all that you do for the kids, for the families, and for DCFS. We truly appreciate you. And now I'm going to toss it back to Dr. Hodnett, who's going to give some internal awards. And so there she is. There's our beautiful Renda.
Thank you, Marquita, and congratulations to all of the award winners. It's truly my pleasure now to recognize some of the hard work of our own staff. So the first award we have is for the Region of the Year. And this year, the award goes to the Covington region. So the Covington region finalized 175 adoptions with just 7 workers. They had a large number of virtual adoptions, so 47 hearings for 70 children. All of these area judges were so supportive of holding virtual hearings to ensure that all of the family members could attend. The region also sent one of their workers to the Adoption Call to Action initiative in Washington, D.C. to represent the great work of Louisiana. So congratulations to the staff in our Covington region for making this a fantastic year for adoption for so many families. Congratulations. The next award we have is the Worker of the Year, and the award goes to Lori Troyer. Lori has worked as an adoption specialist for 12 years and for a total of 18 years with DCFS. There's Lori. She finalized 56 adoptions this year, beating her own record last year. Isn't that amazing? And you know, although the numbers are impressive, that is not what drives her. Lori is really driven by ensuring that children find permanent homes with forever families. What a satisfying part of her job. Her dedication and commitment to her adoptive families is to be commended. Congratulations, Lori. Thank you for all the hard work you put in. And finally, we have one last award, and it's the Adoption and Safe Families Act Award. And the recipient of this award is the Alexandria region. So the Alexandria region finalized 56 adoptions, and of those adoptions, the Alexandria region was a region with the highest percent in getting those adoptions finalized within the target goal of 24 months. And we know how important that is for those children and families who are waiting for adoptions to be finalized. It takes a lot of dedication and perseverance to make sure that those adoptions move as quickly as possible. So great work. Congratulations to the Alexandria region. And now I'd like to let you all enjoy some video clips from the regional adoption units who send a big thank you to all the families that adopted this year.
The Orleans Region Adoption Unit would like to take this time to thank each and every one of you. Although 2020 has been a challenge for many, it was a blessing to you. You have provided a forever home, and for that, we are eternally grateful. Congratulations on the expansion of your family, and we wish you the best.
Good evening. Baton Rouge Region Adoption Unit would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for having an interest in our foster children and adopting them during this fiscal year. From all of us here in Baton Rouge,
congratulations
and thank you.
BCFS Covington Region is proud to say that we have 175 adoptive placements. Let's continue to influence change as we work hard to create harmony.
Adoption Unit. We wanted to say thank you to our adopted families. Thank you to our foster and adopted families, our stakeholders, and our staff here at DCFS for making this all possible. Thank you, everybody.
That was priceless, y'all. That's fabulous. Like, I have never had so much fun on a Zoom call. Tim, you are amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you to the staff. I hope you, all the parents out there and all the kids out there, I hope you realize how much we appreciate you and how much we appreciate the opportunity to do these jobs that help get you into forever homes. That is just really too much fun. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all, this is history. We've had the first adoption Zoom celebration, and who knew that it could be as much fun as it is. It's not clowns and balloons and all the good food and the band and all the other stuff at the mansion. But you got to say, this was pretty cool. They did, Tim, everybody did a really, really good job. So thank you so much for being part of this celebration, and for mostly thank you for being who you are and being adoptive families, and for your new wonderful families that are yours and that you will love and cherish forever. And DCFS is just so proud to have had a little bitty part of what it takes to make your family whole. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy and so excited for you all.
Well, you know, we have less kids in foster care now than we used to. Not a lot, but a few hundred. And the reason for that is we're doing so much more prevention work and early intervention work. So although we've set adoption records in the state for several years now, if we really do our job right, we won't have as many children freed for adoption as we have had in the past. So hopefully the numbers will go down, not up, because the goal is to keep families stable and together, and to be able to reunite families once we do have to take the kids into care. You know, over 2/3 of our kids go home, of the kids that come into foster care. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't need lots of foster parents and lots of parents to adopt, because 700 kids is a lot of kids.
What's the criteria for an adult to become a foster parent or an adoptive parent?
Well, there are certain things, and we have them listed on our website, and you can go on the website and see at dcfs.la.gov that list out everything, but things like you've got to have a stable home. You've got to have an income sufficient to run your home. You don't have to be rich, but you have to be able to take care of kids. And you have to have a criminal history check and a background check. We want to make sure that, you know, we're not licensing somebody whose intentions aren't the very best. And mostly you have to have a heart that's willing to be broken, because foster care is hard. We ask you to take a child into your home, to love them like they're your own, and then to say goodbye an awful lot of the time. And so it's tough, and we want people that get that and are coming into it for the reason of giving a child a temporary, safe, stable home.
And oftentimes those foster children become adoptive children. Tell us about that.
When a child's parents no longer can legally take care of them, we go through a legal proceeding called termination of parental rights. That is a very serious thing. We do not take it lightly, and it happens through the court system, and the judge makes that decision. And once that has happened, then a child is legally freed for adoption in our language. It means that they are open to be adopted. And so we can work with foster parents that want to adopt with that pool of children to say, these are the kids that we know are never going to be able to go home, and we're looking for a forever home for them. And that's where most of our adoptions happen.
Tell us, are you encouraged by the progress that you've made so far this year?
I'm really encouraged in light of everything we've been through. We've had to do virtual adoptions for the first time ever. We've never done that, and our judges have stepped up and figured that out. It meant new technology. In a lot of our courtrooms, judges weren't set up for Zoom meetings and split screens and the ability to listen to an attorney and a child and a foster parent and a birth parent and all the different attorneys that are involved in the process. So our judges have really been heroic in their effort to step up and figure out how to do this safely, because you don't want to bring all of those people into a courtroom. So we had almost 100 virtual adoptions this year. Out of this 700 number, over 100 of them were virtual. So judges got creative. One of our judges had this giant teddy bear in his office so that the kids could have their Zoom picture made with the bear so that it could be fun, you know, because usually the adoption time in the judge's office is something really special. And to not have that was tough, but our adoptive parents were very creative, and they still got dressed up, and they took pictures with the kids and their adoption finery, and superimposed pictures with the judge and the kids, and so they did a lot of creative things to make it a special day. And so I'm very encouraged that staff was able to keep foster parents together, keep sibling visits going, keep parents' visits going during this COVID weirdness that we've been in now for almost all year.
What would you say to parents and adults that are watching this program right now that might consider adoption or foster care?
We need you. We want you. We are always looking for foster parents and for people that want to adopt children. And we will always have children to be adopted. We are not an adoption agency. That is not our primary goal. Our goal is to keep children safe. But there will always be children in Louisiana who cannot be kept safely at home and who will become available for adoption. And so we need homes for them to go to that are loving, caring, stable homes that are going to really love these kids like their own, so that there's no difference between a biological child and an adopted child. You are just a child.
Tell us, what brings you the most joy when it comes to being able to put a child into a forever home?
You know, one of the most exciting times of year for me and my personal favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. So when I think about all the kids that were around Thanksgiving tables this year that had never been there before, that is just the happiest thing in the world for me. And then they'll be there for Christmas and for all the Thanksgivings and Christmases to come.
How can people get more information?
Well, they can always go to our website. We have a lot of information on the website. And because we have an amazing First Lady who created Louisiana Fosters, there's also the Louisiana Fosters website. Both of those can scroll across the bottom of the screen, and you can see those websites there.
The Louisiana National Guard was activated back in April, and they have been helping the food bank pack and distribute millions of pounds of food into the communities that we serve, meeting the challenges that have been created by the pandemic. Oh my gosh, the Louisiana National Guard has been a huge blessing for our food bank and the other 4 food banks in the state of Louisiana since the start of the pandemic. They've helped us continue our mission and meet an increased need for food assistance in our communities. We're really excited to have Miss Louisiana here today helping us box up some food at the food bank warehouse. She's going to be helping to box up some peanut butter that will go out to people facing hunger in Louisiana. Food insecurity is a huge problem here in Louisiana, with over 784,000 people facing hunger before the pandemic started in March. We know that those numbers have risen as people have been laid off and faced other challenges due to the pandemic, and then of course the recent hurricanes as well. There is no one face of hunger. It could be just anyone, teachers, waitresses at your local restaurant who are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, and they just need a little extra help to put food on the table for their families. The public has been incredibly supportive during this time and continues to just be very generous in supporting our mission. Every $10 donated to our food bank helps us provide 55 meals to people in need. The hurricanes have impacted statewide just hundreds of thousands of people, causing widespread power outages for days, meaning that people had to throw away everything in their freezers and refrigerators. Many people living paycheck to paycheck couldn't just go out to the grocery store and replace that food, so food banks have stepped in to help provide fresh and frozen food to help restock people's refrigerators.
I helped out with the peanut butter distribution boxes, and I also helped out with the backpack program. It is absolutely a need in Louisiana, going through not only a pandemic, COVID-19, but also the impacts of Hurricane Laura and Hurricane Delta most recently. Louisiana needs food assistance now more than ever. It makes me so happy. I've been involved with the food bank for the last 4 years, since 2016. So it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. I want to be a registered dietitian, so I understand what it means to fuel your body with nutritious food. So it's really exciting to see all of the people involved, especially the National Guard, helping out and helping be a part of the solution today. Working with the National Guard is really fun. They keep everything exciting and just engaging. I've gotten to know several of the National Guard members through working with the food bank. Actually, I participated in a disaster relief distribution a few weeks ago and got to meet and hang out with several of the National Guard members, and it's really an awesome opportunity to work with them. Service is one of the 4 points of the Crown, and it is probably one of my favorite points of the Crown. I have been working with the food bank for the last few years, and it's one thing that I really look forward to when I compete in the Miss Louisiana organization is advocating for these individuals that are hungry.
The holidays are right around the corner, a time where most of us are thinking about our favorite foods and gathering around the table with our families to enjoy good meals, but for a lot of our neighbors, that's not the reality this year. They're stressed out, maybe out of work, and they need our help to make sure that they have a good meal on the table for their families this holiday season.
I also, by myself, packed peanut butter boxes, and a few years ago, Miss Louisiana contestants and candidates actually participated in a peanut butter drive titled Spread the Love. And it's cool to have that full circle moment and standing here as Miss Louisiana 2020 and packaging peanut butter with my social impact initiative, Feeding the Food Bank.
What went through your mind when you saw all that peanut butter?
I almost second guessed. I was like, I wonder if this is some of the peanut butter that we helped bring a few years ago when we competed in Miss Louisiana, because we actually, I don't remember how many pounds, but we all came together and donated several tubs of peanut butter. Service is one of the 4 points of the Miss Louisiana Crown, and it's actually one of my favorites, and it's been so humbling to be here today at the food bank serving today. I will always remember the impact that we are making in children. There's actually 1 in 4 children in Louisiana that are food insecure, meaning they don't know where their next meal is coming from. Actually, the National School Lunch Program provides a third of their meals, and when COVID hit and all the schools were shut down, they lost that third of nutrition impact. So the backpack program and the food bank are really helping close the gaps there.
We just ask the community to continue to support the food bank in whatever way they're able to do, whether that's by donating financially, donating food, or volunteering. Even though we're not accepting physical volunteers in our warehouse right now, you can still volunteer online by just sharing and helping to advocate on behalf of the people that we serve.
How can people get more information?
They can go to foodbanknela.org to get information about our food bank, or they can go to feedinglouisiana.org to get information on the entire state of Louisiana and the 5 food banks in the state.
Hello. I am St. John the Baptist Parish President, Jacqueline Hotard. I want to encourage you to shop local by making your purchases in St. John the Baptist Parish this holiday season. By shopping small, you support our local businesses that create jobs, boost our economy, and help sustain our community. It's no secret that this year has been especially challenging due to COVID-19, and our business community has been greatly affected. Now more than ever, it's critical that we support our local merchants by buying a meal, a gift, or a little something special for a loved one as we kick off this holiday season. For every $100 spent at a local business, $68 of it stays in our parish, compared to just $43 for a large business. Remember, just by shopping in St. John the Baptist Parish, you make our community stronger. When dollars stay here, they benefit everything from local businesses, to schools, to emergency services, and roads. Please join me in pledging to shop local this holiday season. You can visit stjohneconomicdevelopment.com for a list of local businesses that provide a variety of services and products right here in our parish. And if you have a business in St. John, I encourage you to register your business on our site as well. With all the challenges this year, we're sticking together like never before, and that means shopping locally this holiday season. Whether you're shopping online, curbside pickup, or in person, let's support our local businesses. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Hello everyone. The holiday season is upon us, but unfortunately so is COVID-19. Please know that even if we have never met, your family means a lot to me, and I want nothing more than for you to have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Right now, we're at a crucial moment in the battle against COVID. Both cases and hospitalizations are rising quickly, and if we don't slow the spread, our hospitals will not be able to handle the increase. I simply won't let that happen. Louisiana remains in phase 3, and we are constantly assessing the data to determine our next steps. Our neighboring states of Texas and Mississippi are among the states that are seeing far worse outcomes. You have my promise that I will do everything within my power to keep our states safe, but it will take all of us to slow the spread. We've done it before. We can do it again. When we gather with those outside of our everyday household, we create environments that are conducive to catching and spreading COVID. There has probably never been a year when we have needed gratitude, love for one another more. COVID cannot take that away. That's why I'm encouraging everybody to have a plan for keeping your family safe over the holidays. Outside is safer than inside. Wear your mask if you're around people who are not part of your immediate household. This year, showing our love for those we care about means making sacrifices that will keep them safe. And remember, the CDC has confirmed that when you wear your mask, you are protecting yourself as well as those around you. So thank you for your hard work and for your diligence this year. I know we're tired from COVID and from the hurricanes, but we cannot let our guard down. Now more than ever, we must work together to keep our families and our neighbors safe. If we do that, I am confident that soon we will be able to gather around the table together again. So stay strong, stay safe, keep the faith, and God bless.
The Commission did a resolution today to request from our congressional delegation, from our congressmen and also our 2 U.S. senators, to seek expansion of the Stafford Disaster Recovery Act, which will help provide more federal funding to reduce the potential burden that the state's looking at on future elements of storm recovery. We're still about 12 to 14 months away from looking at how we're going to address the storm recovery. We are going to have some costs to address, but what we've seen is over the years, the electric cooperatives have had benefits under the Stafford Act, where we know now that with the help of Energy Secretary Bruyette, who is actually from Napoleonville, Louisiana, he gave us great suggestions on the potential of expanding the Stafford Act to allow it for regular commercial electric utilities to be part of that system. Now, this won't allow them to have profits or anything like that, but it will help them to receive disaster funds that will reduce the overall potential costs of the storm to Louisiana ratepayers. And this is important because of Louisiana's strategic position in the United States, and it sets an example for the rest of the United States. So I anticipate this to be a bipartisan effort through Congress, and it's going to sail through, I believe. And I think we've got enough time over the next 12 to 14 months to find its way to the president's desk, and it will get signed. And I think we're going to find some relief from the federal government. On the national basis, as a member of the board of directors of the National Association of Commissioners, we have been for the last week talking additionally about working with the federal government to expand the potential for disaster relief for the states on how we're going to expand the access to funds to reduce the overall impact of disaster on the all their sites of grid, whether it's electric grid, whether it's gas grid, or communications grid. So I think we're in good shape on that. It's one of those things that even here at the Public Service Commission we're unified, and I think they'll find the same way at Congress.
The companies are sending letters to their customers telling them they want them to pay so much a month for home insurance, for different things. I'm not for that. I think that the companies ought to be in business for delivering electricity, not selling insurance for the pipes or the lines that go into the house. They're monopolies. They ought not be in the construction business, and I'm going to stop it if I can. Ridiculous. Senior citizens get a letter from the company saying for $6 a month, we will stop any kind of catastrophe happening to your house. Some of these things they're insured never happen anyway. Do you realize that your pipes might rust and you'll have to replace them? Well, of course, everybody realizes that, but it's a scam. The companies are going to make more money, and they're going to get out of delivering electricity into the home repair business. They're monopolies, and I'm not for that. I want them to stay with delivering electricity, delivering natural gas, and not getting the home repair business. I don't think we ought to allow that in Louisiana. I'm going to do everything I can to stop it. They're going to make money. It's another profit center, but senior citizens get this in the mail. It scares the devil out of them. And they say, well, look, my pipes might break, or the weatherhead might do, and it's going to cost me thousands of dollars. So if I just pay $6 a month to my friendly utility companies, they'll take care of it for me. But what they don't tell you is the chance of that happening is very slim. And this is just another profit center for the utility companies in Louisiana, and I'm not for that. We don't regulate that. I'm for regulating utility companies and being on the side of the people. This is anti-consumer. This is pro-profit for the big utility companies.
In my district, which is southwest Louisiana, all the way above north of Alexandria down to the coastline, we've been devastated by these storms. And we've got the electricity back on. Your lights are back on for 99% of you, for sure. And but our internet service is a train wreck. And we have got to pass some legislation and give the Public Service Commission authority to regulate and help these people. Regulation doesn't always mean helping, but we need to help the people that serve us with our internet service, with our cable TVs, and with our cell phones. And there's got to be a way that we can do this and make it feasible for the people that are providing these services. So just be patient. If you have an idea about how to fix this, we're open. The door is open to anyone who has an idea about how to make Louisiana better. If we can do as good a job as we've done with our electricity, we will have done something. And I'm proud of the electricity business we have done, and they need to be complimented and thanked for what they've done. So that's my story today. Thank you.
Currently, the Public Service Commission does not regulate the internet. What would it take to accomplish that?
We have worked with the governor, and Senator Johns out of Lake Charles has passed a bill. It's number 42. The governor has okayed that for us to open the door and look at ways that the Louisiana legislature can pass a law that will help the Public Service Commission help work with these folks with the internet. And the internet has gotten to be where it's almost as important as food and water and electricity. And we have done a darn good job regulating electricity. I think we can do a good job of regulating the internet, but we have to make some changes in the procedure, the way we do it too.
We keep the rates as low as possible while we repair from all the storms we've had this season. This has been a remarkably active season. Many storms have hit. Look, I need the whole alphabet to name them all, but from Lake Charles to New Orleans and Slidell and all the way up in North Louisiana, there was damage. Monroe and Shreveport, Alexandria, and other places. The state is hurting from these storms this year, but fortunately enough, we've been good here at the commission dealing with other big storms historically. I remember when we dealt with Katrina and Rita, Gustav and Ike, some of the bigger ones. And we've done well with it, but this is going to be a very challenging year. But we made some moves here today to help with the financing of the new storm damage and to continue to repair and restore people to get back in their homes and to restore power and keep the lowest rates in the country to still be the lowest rates in the country.
I'd like to talk to you about the Gust Island issue that is taking place right outside of Madisonville, Louisiana. We've been working with the local community for about a month or so on issues associated with water quality. And we took it to heart from the folks we had to take a formal process, and we've been working with the Department of Health and Hospitals on the drinking water aspect. We are now formalized the process. The staff has been authorized to take whatever action necessary, whether that requires them to hire an engineer or whatever is necessary to address this problem. I do think that we are going to find some rapid action taking place because of certain transactions that are looming in this matter. So we're going to be working on this very aggressively, and we're not going to let go of it until we find a solution.
It goes without saying that the 2020 holiday season will be anything but normal. The effects of COVID-19 are continuing to impact families across the country and may be felt even more severely as businesses and school districts continue to work and learn from home.
This has been such an unusual year, and I think some of the areas in our lives that have changed the most is how we work and learn. I think my family is a really pretty typical example of a lot of Americans right now. I'm working from home 5 days a week, which is something I've never done before. And I've got 2 young daughters who are 6 and 7, and they're learning from home now. And prior to all this, we didn't even have desks for them. So the last couple months, we've really been trying to figure out how to establish these spaces in our home. How can we be productive and comfortable? But also, particularly for my girls, I want them to feel inspired and excited about their learning spaces.
So what are the likely items that family members will want to be included on their gift wish list this year?
So technology is always on people's wish lists. It has been for many years, and it will be this year too. Things like iPads and Chromebooks, particularly for kids, they really need these for school. And people are looking to upgrade their laptops. But other new technology products are really coming to the forefront, like monitors. So I've asked for a monitor for my Christmas present because I really need to add that level of productivity in my desk. But also things like noise-canceling headphones and earbuds and AirPods.
Lots of good holiday gift-giving suggestions can be found at staples.com.
Here in Louisiana, we are blessed with abundant natural resources and uniquely beautiful landscapes. While our air quality has been steadily improving, we still have a lot of work to do to protect our coast and reduce our carbon emissions. Since its founding over 25 years ago, Clean Cities coalitions like ours have been working together with their stakeholders to implement clean transportation projects and reduce emissions. To learn more, visit our website at louisianacleanfuels.org.
Do your part to stop the spread of coronavirus.
Remember the 3 S's to staying safe.
Sanitize. Sanitize your hands frequently. Wash your hands with soap and water for 30 seconds or use hand sanitizer.
Secure your mask. Secure your mask properly, making sure your nose and mouth are covered.
Social distance. Practice social distancing. Stay 6 feet away from people and avoid crowded areas.
Help slow the spread of coronavirus.
Remember, sanitize, secure your mask, and social distance. Looking for cleaner energy? Propane can do that. When you are cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. Fuel for our future. I'm Miss Louisiana Courtney Hammonds. For more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
This has been the Louisiana Hometown Network. If you would like more information, please contact us.